Hello everybody, my name is Broseph or Joseph and welcome to the channel. So in today's video guys, of course we're back in MTG Arena, but what I got for you today is something a little special. It's a little janky and it's a little not janky at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but this thing is nuts. So this deck is built around Scute Swarm. If you didn't know, he has a landfall ability that whenever we play a land and it enters the battlefield, we create a 1/1 insect token, or if we have 6 or more lands, we create a copy of Scute Swarm. So this is pretty nuts because let's say we have 6 or more lands. We play a land and we copy it to Scute Swarm. And then let's say we play another land with like Roiling, Regrowth, or something like that. We will actually get 2 more copies of Scute Swarm. And then we will get 4, we'll get 8, we'll get 16, and it'll just keep going and going. And this gets pretty out of hand, especially with the deck we're playing here. So how are we going to get a bunch of creatures and how are we going to win the game? What we're trying to do is get our Prosperous Innkeeper on the battlefield while we use our Scute Swarm and we're copying and stuff, because them entering the battlefield helps us gain 1 life. And then with our Dina Soul Steeper or our Marauding Blight-Priest, whenever we gain life, the opponent loses 1 life. So as you can tell, because we're going to be copying our Scute Swarm a crap ton with Roiling, Regrowth, with Emergent Sequence, with Neverwinter Dryad, getting all those lands on the battlefield, copying as much as possible, we are going to be absolutely draining the opponent super duper fast. I've actually won a game just before this as I was testing. I was down. The opponent had around like 43 life, and I took him out in 1 turn. So this can be pretty disgusting. Another great part about this is we actually play a lot of cards that allow us to look for creatures. We have You Meet in a Tavern, which can be really crazy because we look at the top 5 cards and we can put any number of creature cards into our hand. That means, let's say all 5 of them are creature cards, we put them all into our hand. And then we also have Adventure Awaits, which is another great card. It only allows us to put 1 creature in our hand though. All right, and then we don't have any more mythic wildcards, otherwise I would have invested in this guy right here. You may play lands from your graveyard. If a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So let's say we have Scute Swarm on the battlefield. We play a Roiling Regrowth with 6 or more lands. We will go ahead and copy him, and then we copy him again for each land. So it gets absolutely out of hand because we're not only doubling, we're doubling the doubling. So we're actually quadrupling it, which is pretty nuts. And then of course we have our Ashaya, which allows our creatures to be lands, and you'll see it all come to be. We have another alternate win condition, which is Black's Vexing Pest. Allows our pest bats, insects, snakes, and spiders you control get +1/+1. If we're creating a bunch of them, then we can swing in and end it that way. All right, that is the deck right there. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get into it right now. So all you guys have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Alrighty, hopping into this beautiful deck here, and not a bad hand at all. Couple Meet in a Taverns, Adventure Waits. Playing against Mick Whitey. Alright, Neverwinter Dryad's good, but we'll go ahead and Adventure Waits now. Get a Marauding Blight-Priest. And pass it a turn. Alrighty, up against Selesnya, it looks like. Can almost guarantee you it's going to be life gain. Ooh, Intrepid Outlander. Okay, interesting. Alright, we will go Forest into Prosperous Orator and Neverwinter Dryad. Now we can play Meet in a Tavern next turn and see what we get. I love this card so much because, I mean, we could get 5 creatures, like I said. It's just nuts. So maybe like a Power Sixer, Selesnya, Stompy kind of thing. Find the path, awesome, venture into the dungeon. Or it's Dungeon Venture, that's possible too. Okay, they swing in, we won't block. No big deal, down to 19. Alright, we'll go ahead and You Meet in a Tavern. Boom to boom, and Scute Swarm. We do get Scute Swarm, awesome. So boom, and we swing in and pass turn. Awesome, so now we just really need to keep drawing into lands, because we got everything we need, you know, minus a couple of the big boys, but we can survive just as well without it. Yeah, we're looking solid. Okay. You happen on a Glade. Another card that can go into this deck. The reason we don't, though, is because it's not straightaway entry onto the battlefield. So it's a little bit of like a waste of time. when Roiling Regrowth costs the exact same amount. Or instant gratification of land. Alrighty, we go down to 17 here, and we get in a Shia. Not bad. But we need to do is we need to go Prosperous Innkeeper again into probably Dina. Start getting that engine going. So boom, create a treasure token. Dina. Bam. And then what we'll do is we will go Scute Swarm next turn. Hoping that, you know, we get a land. That would be ideal. I mean, how many turns has it been since we haven't drawn land? Like 4 maybe? Okay, Portable Hole. Take our Dina. Not a problem. We have a Marauding Blight-Priest, so suck it, opponent. Drizzt. Good. Alright, no blocks. And no land either. Wonderful. We love it when that happens. Alright. Scute Swarm and pass turn. Alrighty. Come on, deck. We're down to 45 cards and we have 61 in the deck, so I mean, you do the math, maybe like around 7 draws and nothing to show for it. Or probably only 5. Yeah, looks like it's 5. Man, and they hit a 20. That's pretty good. I love Treasure Chest. I think it's a really solid card. Alright, let's see what they search for here. It's not an artifact. Okay. Yep, swinging all in. They get Adventure. And we will block this time with Neverwinter Dryad. No. We want that land entrance if we don't get land. And we get land! Sick! There we go. Alright, so here we go now. We don't have black mana for Marauding Blight-Priest, but we can go ahead and play our forest, which is awesome. Gain a little bit of life, which is exactly what we need. We could meet in a tavern, but I don't think we really want to now. Whoever's in there is stanky, and we don't want to be around them. So let's go ahead and play Neverwinter Dryad, I think. And then we Royal Regrowth on their turn. And then just to stop us from losing so much life, we'll just chump block with our Dryad. So swing in with our own Creechy boys. Boom, 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 boom. Down to 11 and pass turn. Cool, so we're pretty much online here. Only thing we're missing is, of course, black mana. But not too worried about that. Eliwick, yeah. So definitely Venture. Just like a Selesnya Venture deck.
Music is powerful enough to
Venture into the dungeon. Alrighty. So I guess what we could do here is actually just block with one of our insects. I think that's probably what we're going to be doing. Alrighty. Delver's Torch. Cool. So go to attackers, swing in, and then we Roiling Regrowth. Bam, sacrifice a land, and we will grab 2 black sources. Just so we can start playing this Marauding Blight-Priest. So boom, Scute Swarm, gain some life, gain some more life. And we will probably kill the cat, because why not? And block the Drizzt so we don't have to take much damage. Alrighty, down to 11. Sorry guys if you hear a little noise in the background. I think someone's getting a call over there. Alrighty, so we get a forest here, which is awesome. I think what we're going to do is go a Shia and then play our land. So boom, we now actually have 6 land on the battlefield because all of our creatures are lands. So we create a Scute Swarmed copy, we play our forest, boom, and then what we can do is continue to play cards because all our guys are lands. So what we will do is we will go ahead and meet in a tavern, see what creatures we get. Scute Swarm and a Neverwinter, awesome. So boom, and then we can't quite play our other Scute Swarm. But I think we still play our Neverwinter Dryad. So bam, a bunch of triggers, doubling our Scute Swarms into, I believe it's 8 here. Yep, boom, gaining a bunch of life, up to 27, and with that we'll pass the turn. So next turn we have victory almost guaranteed just with Marauding Blight-Priest alone. So I think we're gonna get it here. I mean, tons of board wipes, Crippling Fear. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that could still happen, but I am optimistic.
So many things to see.
There are so many things to see. On my board, at least. Alright, Delver's Torch gets played here, and I think with that, we should be good. Okay, Paladin class, and I'm sure they'll probably just swing all in. They got nothing to lose. See what they do here. Okay, and they pass. Awesome. So, here's where we're going to have just a little bit of fun. So, we should go Marauding Blight-Priest, but we're going to have a little bit of fun. Sorry if it comes off as rude, but we're going to play our second Scute Swarm here. We're going to get all the goodies of the Scute Swarm. We're going to have to quickly go through all these Prosperous Innkeeper triggers. So right there would have been lethal, just right away, because of all those triggers. But instead, we are going to play Roiling Regrowth. So we get 2 more lands. So boom. Yeah, it's pretty nice, thanks. So boom, 2 more lands, which means that we're going to double all the Scute Swarms that we have, which is 36. So we're gaining 72 life. Which is sweet. So, I mean, realistically, we would drain them with 72. So, pretty good against, like, a life gain deck. Thanks to the opponent for sticking around. If you happen to be watching, like, thank you. I love it. I love when we can do stuff like this. Boom. Boom. I wish there was a way to resolve all. Please take a different action, or the game will end in a draw. I don't know. I can't really take a different action, right? Take a different action. I'll sacrifice this guy then. I've never seen that. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense why they do that, though. Land, put it on the battlefield. So then we're going to double all the creatures we just doubled. Cool. Oh, goodness. Okay, resolve. Opponent's still here. Okay. And we'll go ahead and sacrifice again. I don't think we can even win this if the opponent doesn't do much. So, land again. Boom. Get all our triggers up to 91. Not bad. I mean, at this point, we should have just played our Marauding Blight-Priest. Oh, resolve all. Okay, I didn't see that. Opponent. Resolve all. Boom. Boom. I'm trying to take a different action. Let me take one. Land again. Because that's all we can really do. 130 triggers this time. So boom. Gain a bunch of life. And I mean, with that, I mean, we can't even really do much. Yeah, just because it's going to end in a draw. So a good game. There we go. So the opponent finally concedes. We had 76 triggers left there. And let's see how much life we had. 201. So then you double about 74 because of the Prosperous Innkeeper. Double that, we had 148. So tons and tons of triggers there. There's the deck for you. I don't really think we need to show much more of the deck, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and hop straight into wrap up and talk about this masterpiece. Alrighty, so there you have it. There was our Scute Swarm deck, and I think you can say it's a little successful. Definitely overkill there. We should have just Marauding Blight-Priest just so we can save the opponent a little bit of time. But I wanted to see how far we can take it, and we took it pretty darn far. That was a ton of fun. Definitely give this a try if you'd like. We don't even necessarily need Green Warden. We don't need a Shia Soul of the Wild. The thing that really did it for us was actually just Roiling Regrowth, which is an uncommon. And then all these other creatures, you know, minus Blex, of course, are common and uncommon. So you could really do this deck just with 4 rares and a bunch of other commons and uncommons. And I think that's really fun about this deck, is that it's really diverse. You can add a bunch of things to it. You can add removal, such as the Tendrils one, or you can change it to Snow and go Blizzard Brawl. There is just infinite possibilities with it. But overall, I just use it, go have fun. That's what the game's about, is just doing crazy combos like this. So I'm really happy that we got to pull it off. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the deck. If you do want to see the deck list, I have the link in the description to go check that out. Otherwise, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a freaking fantastic day.